भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्। Okay. இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு ரொம்ப இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் வரப்போகுது. ராதா வந்திருக்கா. நாராயணா. Great. See, if a problem is real and you have a solution for that, the very solution will bring a new problem. That is the nature of the finite world. Lot of people thought they will be happy when they get a child. First, they will be happy when they get married. Then they thought they will be happy when they get a child. Then the new problem started, school. Go to Mitrananji, he will say, I don't have anything to do with that. Right? After school, college. After college, job. After job, same mistake you did. Marriage, children, same thing. All the time you were thinking, if I have this, I'll be happy. If I have this, I'll be happy. You had all that, but not happiness. You had all that you wanted, but not happiness. Oh, is there happiness if you're a bachelor? No, because samsara holds on even if you're a bachelor. Samsara doesn't leave you. So what is the solution? Solution is to discover that there is no problem at all. Problem itself is an imagination. Problem itself is an imagination. That is what Vedanta, especially Advaita Vedanta, double specially Mandukya Upanishad says. All your problems belong to the world. The world itself is not there, is never created even. And hence, you cannot have a problem. This is Mandukya Upanishad. If you invoke the Lord, the Guru in you, totally tune up to what I have been saying and what I am going to say. In this class itself, you will have glimpses. There is no doubt about that. Once you have a glimpse, you don't have to worry about the world torturing you, because Sri Gurudev's example, you see a snake on the rope. Suddenly, some light, 1 square millimeter, you see the rope in the snake. After that, where is your fear? You know it's all rope. You didn't see even the entire rope. Similarly, you get a glimpse of this. You know that is the reality. Rest are all Bhagavan's sport. Who is Bhagavan? You only. It is your sport. You are enjoying it. Do I enjoy sorrow? Yes. In your dream, you go on dreaming all sorts of things. You enjoy. Otherwise, when a dream tiger pounces on you, you wake up. Till the dream tiger pounces, you go on dreaming. Similarly, this world, you are enjoying in spite of your saying, oh, it's all mithya, maya, sorrowful. Somebody asked somebody, when he said, oh, the world, life is terrible. The world is terrible. Sorrow, sorrow. Then that man asked, if this is so much sorrowful itself, you don't want to live this world. What happens if I got an iota of happiness? You will never live. You will never live. So therefore, if you are available and if you are keen to have a glimpse of the Lord, to have a glimpse of Gurudev, put your head and heart completely into what comes through me from Gurudev. See, a porcelain cup falls down. It breaks into 100 pieces. A porcelain cup falls. It breaks into 100 pieces. After that, you cannot use that cup. In your dream, you had been run over by a car. You wake up, there is no blood, there is no fracture. You are the same old miserable creature. Right? What is the difference between the two? Waking, you say it is real. The cup falling is very real. It breaking is real. Dream, it is not real. Is that so? Do you think when you are seeing the dream, it is not real? While you are seeing the dream, what happens in the dream is very much real. Only on waking up, you say it is not real. So in this waking condition also, while you are transacting, it appears to be real. Wake up from this dimension to the supreme dimension, the silence of the Om, the Turiya. You shall discover this world, waking world, is not different from the dream world. How is that? Both are experienced. Whatever are experienced can only be illusions. Because the very reason you are seeing, it's finite. The very reason you are hearing, it's finite. So therefore, all experiences have a subject, object. Object goes on moving. Subject never moves. Objects vary. Subject is the same. Objects have defects. Those defects does not affect the subject. These are the common factors both in the dream and the waking. This world we see is a combination of the real and the apparent. The world that we see is a combination of the real and the apparent. Satya Anrutam Mithini Krutya. Satyanrutam Mithini Krutya. My dream I, the waker, the consciousness, was there. In me, certain thoughts were projected as forms. That was my dream world. The real in that dream world is me, the existence and the consciousness. The false in the dream world are the pictures superimposed on this consciousness. Outside also, waking also, in the existence, the cup was existing, the broken pieces are existing, the earth on which they fell exist, on existence, and in your awareness you see all of them, are projected these forms. Therefore, waking has the same reality as the dream. And now what you have to do? Since it's a mixture of the real and the apparent, and it is the apparent that troubles you, detach the apparent from the real. Detach the apparent from the real. This is called meditation. This is called abhyasa, vairagya, detachment, attachment. So towards this, the gurus, out of their compassion and love, take up our known fields of experiences, project them before us in all details, make you aware of the various parts of that experience, and see those who are changing, and that which supports these changes never changes. This is pure love and grace of gurus. When a tree is cut, it becomes wood. It still exists. When wood is burnt, it's charcoal. Charcoal exists. When it is powdered, dust exists. Existence is always there. Names and forms change. It was one cup before it fell. Now it has 100 pieces. Same thing in your dream. Nothing happened to you. So whatever is experienced is through the mind, by the mind, of the mind. The best definition is given for this illusion, Maya, in Bhagavatam 11:7 and 7. I do not remember the verse because now my mind is tuned to a different frequency. I am not able to get the memory. Go and verify 11:7 and 7. That's the best definition you can ever get for Maya and mind. It says, all that you see, all that you hear is nothing but the mind. And this mind is called Maya. This mind is called Maya. So separate the object from the subject. Assert the subject. Detach the object, negate the object. Having known you are the subject, play your role in the objective world, transactional world. Enjoy your Rasa Leela with the world outside. Hence, the three states of consciousness have been told to us. The waking Jagrati Sthanaha, Saptangaha, Ekona Vimshati Mukhaha. Its field of experience is waking, 7 limbs, 19 mouths, objects are Stholabhuk, Bahishprajnaha, gross objects, and external consciousness. This is waking. Dream, same saptangaha, ekonavinshati mukhaha, pravivakta bhuk, subtle objects, antah prajnaha. And the deep sleep, none of them are there. Neither bahish prajna nor antah prajna. Neither saptanga nor ekonavinshati mukhaha. There is one mass of ignorance where the only experience you have is, I do not know anything. That is deep sleep. So that which illumines these three, the consciousness, is a constant factor. What is constant is real. What varies and changes is mithya. What is constant is real. Gold is real. Earring, chain and bangle are mithya. Earring, chain and bangle are gold plus a name and a form. So for this, the gurus, out of compassion, have given us the dissection of the three states of consciousness: the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep. Why? Is that all? No, it is not merely that the consciousness exists, supports all these different dimensions. It runs through them, it experiences them, and when they come and go, it remains the same. That is the identity mark. How the waking is ego is different from the dream ego. In waking, I am a beggar. In dream, I am a rich man. It can only happen to me in dream, right? In waking, I am a beggar. In dream, I am a rich man. So now, therefore, the waking entity is different from the dream entity. The waking world is different from the dream world. The waking experiences are different from the dream experiences. In deep sleep, both of them are not there. On waking up, you say, I dreamt like this. I had a good sleep. How can you say the waker, I dreamt like this, I had a good sleep, you being different in the dream and the deep sleep? That you is that consciousness which projected, supported, illumined the waker ego, the dream ego, and the deep sleep ego. That being there in all the three dimensions, that having witnessed all of them, that having not undergone any change, remembers these experiences, because the common law is the experiencer and the rememberer should be the same. So I was there in the waking, I was there in the dream, I am there in this sleep. So this is another purpose of trying to show you the different conditions of the waking, dream, and deep sleep. So he has said about waking and dream and deep sleep, and now the same thing for you to meditate. He gives in the form in which you can meditate in the 7th mantra, which we did last week, or we rushed through last week. The mantra says, na antah prajnaha, na bahish prajnaha, न च उभयतः प्रज्ञः न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञं न अप्रज्ञम् अदृष्टम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यम् अलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेश्योऽयम् एकात्म प्रत्ययसारं प्रपंचोपशमं शांतं शिवम अद्वैतम चतुर्थम मन्यन्ते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः. Here he gives two sets. One, this is not na antapragnam, not antaprajna. Inner consciousness means dream world negated. Na bahishprajnaha, not external consciousness, waking negated. Na ubhayata prajnaha, a stage in between the two negated. Na prajnana ghanam, mass of ignorance, deep sleep negated. Na pragnam, not simple consciousness as they say, hey, are you conscious? Na apragnam. Oh, I was unconscious. Neither consciousness nor unconsciousness. Then, please tell me how I can recognize. Adrustam, it cannot be seen. Avyavaharyam, it cannot be transacted. Agrahyam, it cannot be grasped. Alakshanam, it doesn't have identity marks. Achintyam, it cannot be thought of. Avyapadeshyam, it cannot be defined. What is the point in telling all those things and say you cannot grasp it, you cannot see it? Then why are you wasting our time? It cannot be experienced. No, it can be experienced. It cannot be experienced through the senses, through the mind, through the intellect, but can be felt as your own self. Can you see love? Can you hear love? Can you touch love? You cannot. But you can experience love. If that is the case with an emotion called love, what about this at last consciousness? It cannot be seen, it cannot be transacted, it cannot be grasped, but it can be experienced as the one that makes seeing possible, that makes grasping possible, that makes transactions possible. That which alone is there without any differences. Prapanchopashamam, where all the differences set in. What are the differences? Made up of the five elements. Pancha, Panchabhutas, made up of the Pancha Pranas, five Pranas, made up of the Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Gnanendriyas, Pancha Vishayas. All five. Therefore, it's called Prapancha, Prakashena Pancha. This is the world. This is the world that we experience. And in that state of awareness, the fourth, the Turiya, these distinctions vanish. Gurudev says beautifully about this state where in sleep, objects are there, but you are not aware. In Turiya, in Samadhi, you are aware of the absence of the objects. In deep sleep, you are not aware of the presence of objects. In Samadhi, you are aware of the absence of objects. So, prapanchopashamam, shantam, peaceful, beautiful. You experience every day in sleep. Shantam, Shivam, auspicious, means that which has no death, that which has no defects, that which has no pain. Shivam, Advaitam, non-dual. Chaturdham manyante. They consider itself to be the fourth because Atman is neither 1, 2, 3, 4 or even the infinite. All are concepts. That alone is there. What can you call? But you need an ID. Hence, with reference to the three dimensions, you know, the waker, the dreamer, and the deep sleeper. It's called Chaturdham Manyante. Sa Atma. That is the core. That is you. Sa Vigneya. That should be known if you have to get rid of all your miseries of the waking world. There is no other choice. In the waking world, to get out of your insecurities, fears, and agitations, only way is to wake up from this dimension. Otherwise, no one can get rid of them. A man who is very lucky in this life, not to have any problems, he is also insecure whether things will change. And he also has to face old age. He wants everybody, everything, but nothing wants him, nobody wants him. So this misery, nobody can avoid. Wake up is the call of the rishis. Wake up is the call of the gurus. Therefore, savigneya, it should be known. Ayyo, I want 1,000 rupees. I have to go and pick it up from somebody if he's in a good mood. Before I pick up the 1,000 rupees, I have to flatter him. Several things I have to do. Then he may give me 1,000 rupees. So much effort. Here you say, I come to a state of godhood, free from all miseries. That only has to be known. Savigneya. Yes. What you do not have, you have to get it through yatna, through prayatna, utpadyam, apyam, samskaryam, vikaryam. What you don't have, these are the methods to produce. What you have is to be known only. This Atman, this Satchidananda is yourself. It has to be only known. Therefore, savigneyaha. He says this. This has been summed up beautifully in the next mantra. This is Karika actually, not mantra. Mantras are 12. We have done 7. And 9 Karikas we did. The 10th Karika we are going to do. Nivrutte sarva dukkhanam Ishana prabhu avyayaha advaitam sarva bhavanam devaha tulyo vibhu smrutaha. Nivrutte sarva dukkhanam. In that state of turiya, all your sorrows have vanished. Ishanaha, you are the Lord of all. Prabhu, Ishanaha, the governor. Prabhu, the Lord. Avyaha, the imperishable. Advaitaha, none other than you. Sarva bhavanam, the one reality in all expressions. Devaha, the illuminating factor. Turyaha, the fourth one. Vibhuhu, the all-pervading. Smrutaha, so is considered. So is considered. Having said that, the topic is over. In fact, the topic is over. Because you have been said what is not real, what is real, and have been shown in your own personality. After that, what is there? Over. But they have confidence in our stupidity. And therefore, they are giving the same topic, little more details. What are the details? They're trying to tell us how these three states of consciousness differ from each other. So he says, Karya Karana Baddhau Tau Karya Karana Baddhau Tau Ishyate Vishva Taijasau Karya Karana Baddhau Vishya Taijasau. Vishwa, the waking ego is called Vishwa. The dream ego is called Taijasa. This waking ego and this dream ego, they are conditioned by cause and effect. What is the cause? Ignorance. What is the cause? Ignorance. What is the effect? Projection of duality. Gurudev repeats it when you hear him personally. Every 2 minutes he says, non-apprehension of reality causes misapprehension of reality. Non-apprehension of reality causes misapprehension of reality. Non-apprehension of reality, avarana. Misapprehension of reality, vikshepa. Not seeing the rope, avarana, see it as a snake, vikshepa. Going to sleep, not knowing the waker, vikshepa, the dream world is projected. So, in waking and in dream, this consciousness associates itself with cause the ignorance and affect the multiplicity. Prajna Karana Baddhastu. Prajnaha, the deep sleeper, is conditioned only by Karana, cause ignorance. At that stage, there is only non-apprehension. There is no misapprehension in deep sleep. Right? Vikshepa means agitations, misapprehension. So once anybody has an apprehension of the miss, it is agitation. Prajnaha Karana Baddhastu Dvau Tvau Turye Nas Siddhyataha. Both these things, the Karya and the Karana, are not there in the Turiya, the fourth one. In the waking and the dream, you are bound by Karya and Karana. In the deep sleep, you are bound only by Karana, non-apprehension. In the Turiya, the fourth dimension, neither Karya nor Karana. Karya means effect. Karana means cause. Are there? That's a state free from Karya and Karana. It remains as the Advaita Chaturdha. And deep sleep, now he gives a comparison between sleep and samadhi. Samadhi is the Turiya. Both have several common factors. Deep sleep and samadhi have a lot of common factors. In sleep, there is no duality. In samadhi, there is no duality. In sleep, there is no body, mind, intellect, consciousness. In samadhi, there is no body, mind, intellect, consciousness. When you go to sleep, you have to withdraw your mind from everything. When you go to samadhi also, you have to withdraw. What is the difference? In sleep, you are not aware of the world. In samadhi, the world itself is not there. That is the difference. In sleep, you are not aware of the world. In samadhi, the world is not there. That is said in the next mantra. नात्मानं न परांश्चैव न सत्यं नापि चानृतं प्राज्ञः किंचन संवेत्ति तुर्येतत् सर्वदृक् सदा. In the deep sleep, na atmanam, neither myself, na para, nor the other. Truth, untruth, satyam, anrutam. Nothing is there in sleep and samadhi. But in samadhi, he is sarvadruk. He is all seer, all knower. And in sleep, he is all ignorant. That's the difference. And then one more common factor for both, and how samadhi differs from turiya. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam ubayoho prajna turyayoho bija nidrayuta prajnaha sacha turyena vidyate. Dvaitasya agrahanam, not being conscious, grasping the phenomena of plurality. Dvaitasya agrahanam. In both, tulyam ubayoho, in both, prajnaha turyayoho, in prajna and in turiya, but in prajna, bija nidrayutaha, the seeds of ignorance are there in sleep. All the vasanas are there intact. In sleep, all the vasanas are there intact. Sacha turyena vidyate. In turiya, this bija, these vasanas, these seeds are not there. Swapna nidrayuta vadyau prajna swapna anidraya na nidram chaiva na swapnam turye pashyanti nischitaha. In swapna and with the Vishwa and Taijasa identify with swapna. In swapna and waking. Anidra, swapna. Yeah. Swapna nidrayuta vadyau. In the state of waking, and here he has given swapna, nidra. Both seem to be of dream and deep sleep. Here, the dream and deep sleep are only to tell you karya and karana. That is the cause and the effect. Non-apprehension and the misapprehension. Swapna nidrayuta vadyau prajna swapna anidraya. In the waking and the dream, in the waking and the dream of of Vishwa and Taijas, their associations are with the waking and the dream. The prajna associates himself with nidra, and na nidram naivate swapnam turye pashyanti. And in turiya, neither swapna nor nidra, neither dream. Dream in many places in Mandukya includes waking. Dream in many places in Mandukya includes waking because he doesn't differentiate. Both are dream. So here, na nidram naiva swapnam turye pashyanti nichitaha. They are experienced in the turyavastha. Anyata grushnata swapno nidra tatvamajanataha viparyaset tadyoho tayoho chine turiyam padamasnute. Anyata grushnata swapno swapno nidra Anyata Grushnataha Swapno. You have misapprehension in dream, see things to be different. And in deep sleep, Taptam Ajanataha, he doesn't know anything. Viparyase, when both his errors, Chine, when both these errors have gone, Turiyam Padamashnute. When these both errors, that is misapprehension and non-apprehension, have gone, that state is called Turiya. When misapprehension and non-apprehension have gone, Avarana and Vikshepa have gone, that is called Turiya. That is called Turiya. Anadimaya sukto yada jiva prabudhyate ajam anidram aswapnam advaitam buddhyate tada. Anadimaya sukta. Nobody knows, not even God knows when is Maya, when is life started. Nobody knows. When your life started, nobody knows, because you can only know after the second experience. Your coming into life was the first experience. At that time, you do not have concept of time. Concept of time comes with the second experience. That is why Gurudev says the unit of time is second. Since when you were born, there was no second experience, you cannot arrive at the beginning, and therefore it was said, Anadi Maya, the beginningless Maya. When was the potential dreamer in the waker was there? It was there all the time. When was the potential earring, chain and bangle were there in the gold? They were there all the time. When were the potential wave and bubble were there in water? They were there all the time. Therefore, this Maya is Anadi, and he was sleeping up to now, sleeping to reality. Yada jivaha prabudhyate. When he wakes up to that reality, ajam, the unborn, anidram, not sleeping, aswapna, not dreaming, advaitam, the fourth condition, buddhyate, he experiences, he knows that, he realizes that. He realizes that, he knows that. Why are you telling all this to us? Is it possible? It is possible. Is it possible in this life? It is possible before you leave the class. How? Because Swapna is experienced. You can see it. Waking also is experienced. The world, you can see it. Nidra, you don't know anything. You can see that. I didn't know anything. Detached from all this seen and not seen, what remains is you. Detached from agitations and peace, detached from truth and untruth, detached from good and bad, what remains is you. You can do it now. You can do it now. Detached from the sound that I'm shouting, detached when I'm keeping quiet, see what runs between your consciousness. Your consciousness. You can experience now. Don't need tomorrow. Next is a very beautiful, mind-boggling, tricky verse. A lovely verse. He put it there like a googly. You have to apply your mind a lot to understand that. But it's very interesting. Prapancho yedi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayaha maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramartataha. If the perceived plurality were real, then it would disappear. If the perceived plurality is real, then it would disappear. It is not disappearing, the world, therefore it is not real. Is it not mind-boggling? The opposite of what we have learned. If it is unreal, it will not vanish. If what you are seeing is real, it will vanish. Tricky, you know. He gives, our gurus give a beautiful example. If on the road there was a real snake, it will disappear. It will go. If there was no real snake, where will the snake go? There was no snake at all. Similarly, in this consciousness, if there is a world real, it will disappear. The world is not disappearing because there is nothing other than existence and consciousness. What disappears is the illusion, it is a snake. What disappears is this world is different from God. That illusion disappears. The illusion that it is a snake, not a rope, disappears. The illusion that this world is different from God disappears. Not the world, because the world is nothing but God. What a beautiful mantra. You have to think at home, refer to Gurudev's commentary, if necessary, Shankara's commentary, if necessary, Google, but try to understand. Okay. Vikalpo vinivarteta kalpito yadi kenachite upadeshayam vado nate dvaitam na vidyate. All this we are also talking Advaita, but we are talking in terms of waking dream, deep sleep and all that duality. These are all said only for teaching, not in reality. Because we said waking dream, deep sleep, this the world of objects, all this, they are not real. They are not there. But for you to understand, we have to talk about them. Upadesham, only for teaching. Upadesha ad ayam vadaha, all these arguments. Vikalpaha, diversity. Vinivarteta, this should get away. Kalpitaha yadi kenachit. If this diversity is imagined by anybody, it has to go away. That is what the example, their earlier example. If the world is an imagined one, it will go away. If the snake is imagined, it will go away. Snake doesn't go away because there is no snake. It's only imagined. World doesn't go away because there is no world. Now, how does this make life simple? It's beautiful because, you see, it's right now experience, beautiful. After the class, you get a phone call from your in-laws. You curse, ayyo, narakam. Then you get from your friend, ayyo, swargam. Right? This naraka and swarga are your concepts. You imagine. Therefore, they come and go. They come and go. Detach from naraka and swarga and be aware of the consciousness. It's beautiful. Friend, enemy are all your imaginations. Both friend and enemy are all your imaginations. There is no reality. And now, the same thing he is giving us for meditation. That is, there are 3 types of students. One who can grasp as the teacher is telling, Sravana Matrena. Then the other with little contemplation, Manana. Then the other, Nididhyasana. He cannot get through all these 3. He has to purify through karma. He has to purify through karma. Karma and upasana are not different in the Vedic period. Karma, rituals and upasana, they were serving the same purpose. So upasana is to invoke a concept on an object and contemplate. Manjalil Seyinum, some Tamil distinguishing, you know, invoke Vinayaka in Manjal and Man. After that, do you treat that as Manjal and Man? It's only Vinayaka. Is it not? You don't then say, it's Manjal, it's Man, Vinayaka. What happened? The same Manjal, the same Man, you superimposed on them a concept Vinayaka. And then you started contemplating on Vinayaka and he blesses you. This is called upasana. This is called upasana. The world is a superimposition on reality, you suffer. Now, you do the reverse. On the world, you superimpose the reality. Many times, that which gives you disease becomes the cure, vaccine. You know, vaccine. Vaccine is made up of the same elements that give you the disease. Same superimposition here. Same superimposition, which is called adhyasa. Adhyasa, it's called superimposition. So now, the dullards, if they cannot grasp as the teacher is telling, nor with contemplation and nididhyasana, they need upasana. So the same truth is said little differently, slightly differently, how to superimpose this truth on external forms like Manjal and Man. How to do it? He says, Soyam Atma Adhi Aksharaha Omkaraha Adhimatram Pada Matra Matra Chapada Akara Vukaro Makara Iti. This Omkara has four padas. This Omkara has matras, three matras. Right? Padas, waking dream and deep sleep. Matras, avuma. Matras, measured. Matra means measured. Tablet is called matra because it's measured. The sounds measure the silence. The sounds measure the silence. Therefore, they are called matras. A, U, ma. Supported by the amatra. Silence. Amatra is called silence. Some people call it ardhamatra. Half tablet. Many tablets were asked to take half. Right? Ardhamatra. Amatra, ardhamatra, which only manifest as the matras, aguma, the waking dream and deep sleep, supported by the turiya, jagrat, swapna, sushupti, by the turiya, both are same. Pada is matra, matra is pada. If both are same, why are you troubling us? Arey, when I said pada, you were not able to grasp. So now I say matra, letter, you superimpose on the letter, the waking state. Ah, waking. Ooh, dream. Ma, deep sleep. And meditate. And meditate. See, when you say ah, bring all your waking world into ah. When you say ooh, bring all your dream world on ooh. When you say ma, bring all your deep sleep on ma. And then see that which runs through them, the silence, amatra, be conscious of that. This is the upasana. This is the upasana. So he says, Jagarti sthano vaishwanaraha akaraha prathama matra aptehe adimatvat apnoti havai sarvan kaman adischa bhavati evam veda. One who superimposes on akara, the waking world, on akara, the waking world, the akara being the first, adimatvat, the akara being the first, adimatvat, and then it being what? What pervades all. No letter you can write without a. Ir plus a ra. Ik plus a ka. After that you can add ka plus e k. But you need a in between to make it a letter. So all pervading. And it is the first letter. And this Palastruti, to tempt you, if you can understand this concept of Jagartiya and Akara, you will become all powerful. You will become the first in everything. You will surely attain all you desire. You surely attain. Arey, from Upasana he goes there. Yes. Why? How do I attain everything by knowing A to be the Jagrata Avastha? Up to now you were a dull idiot. Now through this Upasana, you have become a better idiot. Sorry, a wise man. Right? And as a wise man, your potentiality to work increases. Therefore, you will get all that you desire. Through the very Upasana, you become first. Through the very Upasana, you gain all that you desire. Now, okay, we stop there. The next two states are there. We stop there. We will see in next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. If anyone